Jacksonville Jaguars select Trevor Lawrence, quarterback, Clemson.
And the NFL draft in Cleveland is underway right now, and Bears fans are hoping for some game-ready reinforcements after a disappointing end to last season. The Bears have 8 picks, including the 20th pick in the first round. So will they finally get that franchise quarterback? Joining us to give his take is James Big Cat Williams, former offensive lineman for the Bears from 1991 to 2002. Hey, James, great to see you.
Hey, Paris, how are you, man?
I'm getting by. I'm excited here, but first off, we got to talk about the other excitement happening in the NFL. Apparently, Aaron Rodgers is not going to return to the Packers next year. Are you hearing that?
That's what I'm hearing. That's what he's saying right now. The Packers still hold all the power. He's under contract. If he chooses not to play, he's got a lot of money to give back. I don't think it's about the money. I think it's about what he's feeling as far as being disrespected, as far as, bringing Jordan Love in to be a backup quarterback or to be the person that is going to take over for Rodgers. And, Rodgers not knowing anything about it. You're a 2-time NFL MVP, offensive MVP, and your organization can't come to you and tell you that, we're gonna pick up a young quarterback to groom for the future. I get it.
Could be good news for the Chicago Bears, though, and the rumors are that he might land in Denver with the former Bears defensive coordinator Vic Fangio. All right, so with the 20th pick in the NFL draft, the Bears select who?
I'd like to say Tevin Jenkins, a tackle, someone that can come in right now and play and contribute to what the team needs to have done. But you also have other needs. You have wide receiver, a guy like Terrence Marshall from LSU that could still be there around the 20th pick. So there are a lot of options. And the one thing about the draft is things change every second. So, a guy that might be on their board, that might be very high on their board at the 15th pick, might be gone by 16. So you just never know what's going to happen until it's your turn.
And everybody knows the Bears want to get a franchise quarterback at some point. This may not be the draft to do it. Do you anticipate some kind of big, crazy trade where the general manager, Ryan Pace, trades up 15 picks or something like that so he can land a quarterback?
No, I don't see that happening. I think that there is, first of all, I don't think they have enough capital to move up high enough in the draft to get one of the big 5 quarterbacks. And then once you start talking about the quarterbacks after that, you're talking about quarterbacks that can go at the end of the 2nd round, early 3rd round. So, for them to move up just to take a guy that they could probably get in the 2nd, 3rd round, we've heard this story before, and I don't think we want to see it happen again.
Is there a good guy in the 2nd or 3rd round do you think they should be targeting?
Well, there's a kid by the name of Davis Mills that is out of Stanford. Big quarterback, 6'3", 215 pounds, stands well in the pocket. They're going to talk about a few issues that he's had as a senior coming out of high school. He hurt his knee, hurt it again after that season was over, and then had some issues with it in college. He's had a couple surgeries on it, but he's the type of quarterback you're looking for. Big, athletic, he's been through a lot, so he can deal with a lot. And he seems to be a good leader for that he was a good leader for that Stanford team.
Well, at some point, like a broken clock being right twice a day, the Bears have to draft a quarterback that actually works out here. And to that end, the Bears aren't just on the clock. Isn't Ryan Pace, the general manager, on the clock? He really needs to prove something here because it just hasn't been such good going lately.
Yeah, I think that whole building is on notice. I think everyone that is a decision maker in that building is on notice right now, because if you come into this season and no matter who you pick in the draft, whether you're able to get who you think is your franchise quarterback, or if you take an offensive tackle at pick 20 that helps solidify that offensive line, unless you win games during the season, none of it's going to matter for these guys.
I agree with you. Solidify that offensive line and get a good running game going. Andy Dalton is the Bears starting quarterback, barring some crazy move tonight. What can Bears fans expect out of Andy Dalton?
I'm really not sure. I mean, Andy Dalton was a guy that was low on their list last year when they were looking at quarterbacks. They ended up getting Foles. Andy Dalton goes to Dallas, plays a couple games in Dallas because Prescott gets hurt. He gets hurt. So it's kind of, they're just cycling through old quarterbacks right now, or quarterbacks that have the potential to be a starting block for a young guy. But, as of right now, they don't have that young guy in the ranks to teach.
But it could be a much different landscape. Again, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't come to the Packers, suddenly it doesn't seem that scary. I wanted to ask you your reflections. We heard the news earlier this week that former Bears great, defensive tackle Steve McMichael announced he's struggling with ALS. Your reaction to that?
I'm sad. When I first got here in '91 as a defensive lineman, Steve McMichael was one of those guys that kind of took me under his wing. Richard Dent, Steve McMichael's Fridge. Those guys taught me what it was like to be in the NFL, things that I needed to do, the way I needed to act. And it's hard to, see where he is now. And, you listen to him and he still sounds like the same old Steve, the same old Mongo. But, then you get to see him and it's like, everything's changed. He's not that big muscular guy that, just had everything on the tip of his tongue and wasn't scared to say it.
Yeah, and it's just, you don't talk to anybody in this industry, football or broadcasting, that doesn't say he's just a great guy. They just have the kindest things to say about him. Very quickly, you've got a high school football season underway right now at Lake Forest. How's that going?
Well, we're done.
Oh, okay.
Fortunately, we were able to go 6-0 or so.
Oh, congrats.
Camps. Yeah. Congratulations to the Lake Forest Scouts.
All right. Well, and just for our viewers that don't know, you're a coach there at Lake Forest, and it was a spring football season because of the strange situation with COVID. Also, Aaron Rodgers, if you're watching, Chicago it's a good place. It really is. I mean, so who knows? Let's not give up hope. Our thanks to James Big Cat Williams. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Bears. Have a good one.